leadership. It's called Shift Happens. With Dr. Fabienne, Slama, aka Fab. We've already seen her dancing, so we know she's fabulous. But I want to thank you for choosing to spend your evening enjoying some wisdom, knowledge, and sharing yourself with this amazing group of professionals here tonight. To get the event started, I want to introduce you to Nick Casper, the president of the Chamber of Commerce.
Nobody's that excited to see me ever. Well, thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm really excited, and thank you to Irene for really getting everyone together and taking on the new role. She's now the new chair of our Women in Business Leadership Group. So that's awesome.
Go Irene!
So I'll keep it quick. The mission of the Chamber is to be the leader in the community, developing a strong local economy, and this is a branch of the Chamber here. And so we're really excited about it. We really want to grow this program. I'll bring up Alice to talk a little bit more about it. So Alice, here you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Welcome, Alice.
Thank you. And so I also welcome everybody here. Also the men that are here, that are supporting us. Our two bartenders, James and Barry.
Yay!
So I'm Alice Martinez, Programs and Event Coordinator. And this year we decided, well, a month ago I think, we decided to have a committee. And about a year ago, almost a year, this idea in having a women's program was brought to our attention. And they said, Alice, go for it. So I did.
Yeah. Yes.
And so this is where we are. So thank you very much for attending tonight. I would like to thank our sponsors, the Triton Museum,
Yeah.
DJ Mike,
Thank you.
Forest, O2 Micro, Hayden Company, Kylie Co, and also everyone here tonight just to give us our support. Our ambassadors over here, our two ladies that was helping out there at the registration. And like Nick said, we have a committee and we have elected Irene to be the chair. And so,
Thank you, Alice. Everybody needs to know that Alice does immense work for the Chamber of Commerce, and we're so grateful for you, Alice. How many years? 20 years.
Wow.
Clara Chamber of Commerce. She should owe me that. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very honored, and I want to thank Alice and Nick for asking me to lead this group. And I'm really excited about creating some great relevant and inspiring and fun events for all of you. And I hope that we've had some great now connections with Promote Her Business, PHP, who's Joe's right here, and her group of people that network together. You guys are awesome. I'm glad you're joining us tonight. But I want to also thank the committee who's helped us put this together. So can you all gals come on up, please?
Okay, hi everyone. Elisa Yu from Action Coach of Santa Clara. We are the business coaching company in Santa Clara and we serve Santa Clara County business, small business owners. Our motto is that you can have, we want to coach you so that we can make more money and more time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Fournier with Mara West Credit Union, and we are a local credit union right here on El Camino and Scott. We'd love for you to stop in and see all the great promotions we have.
I'm Anna Vargas Smith. I'm a core lead for the Reclaiming Our Downtown group. You might have heard of us. We're going to bring back downtown Santa Clara starting 2022, and the Chamber has been a tremendous support for us. And imagine having these kinds of events back in downtown where it should be. So we're really looking forward to making this happen. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Peter Roberts of Life Story Professionals. I help people record the story of their life, and I'm the videographer tonight, so I'll be recording your story tonight.
She forgot to mention she's running for city clerk.
Wow.
Okay, so my business is I help people grow younger.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a way to grow younger, I'm it. So I'm going to take over. Thank you.
I want to just tell you a little bit about Dr. Fabienne Slama, aka Fab. I think I've mentioned that before. She's a true Renaissance woman. She moved here from France about 20 years ago, made it her home. She's a former biochemist, bronze sculptor, and the mother of two. She's an author of the book Renaissance Women, and she has a new one coming out. You'll see over on the table there. Check it out. She is a certified core energy coach and hypnotherapist, and she inspires strong women, brave men all over the world to thrive after life transitions. She's been recognized as one of the best life coach and relationship coaches in the Bay Area. So we're really in for a treat tonight. So Dr. Fabienne Slama.
I'm so grateful to see all of you here today. It's amazing. You know, I wanted to start with a little story. This is a story of a $100 bill. What's the value of this bill? We all agree on that, it's written on it. Except sometime, excuse my French, shit happen, even in the life of a bill. The bill may have to bend forward, bend backward. I may dismiss it, saying that $100, after all, in the Bay Area is worth nothing. Unfortunately. I can also try to damage it, exert some power over it. I can even put it down, step on it. Oh, I missed it. I can. But you know what? No matter what happened to this bill, unless I fully destroy it, it kept the same value of 100. We all agree on that. So tell me.
Your mic's not working. Let's try this.
Okay. So tell me, how come if this bill keep the same value, no matter what happened to it, when we get hurt by life, when something happened to us in life, when somebody talk poorly to us or put us down, we think we lost our value. That's what we're gonna talk about tonight, about how to transform those life moments or those oh shit moments into shifting and finding a sense of purpose, finding a sense of joy, finding a sense of peace. And I'm gonna try to tell you as much as I can during the time we have together, but unfortunately, we don't have the whole evening, so by the end of this talk, I will tell you how to learn more about what I do, how to continue this conversation, if it's okay with you. Yes. Thank you. So, I would like to start by sharing a little bit about my journey, if it's okay with you, and how I transformed my oh shit moment into shifting. It started in my late 30s. I was in the United States, in California, with 2 kids. Even though I had a PhD in biochemistry, a master in marketing, another one in biology, I was a stay-at-home mom, which was not exactly my choice. I was on a spouse visa, I couldn't work. I was sculpting. I actually exhibited at the Triton Museum, but it was more seen as a hobby because I was not bringing money. I was the mom of my 2 boys and the husband of my, the spouse of my husband, but Fabienne, Fab, I totally forgot about. And I felt totally stuck. I felt totally worthless. And I stayed like that for about 5 years, feeling more and more depressed, up to the point where my body started actually showing the symptom of being stuck. And my back was totally blocked. I couldn't walk more than 100 yards without pain. After 5 years, I needed to find a way out. I didn't know how to do it. And at that point, when I received a phone call from my husband of 20 years, he was in business trip in Europe, and he announced me that he was sorry, but he didn't love me anymore, and he wanted a divorce. And there was two things that were hurtful. First of all, that he was quitting on us, but more importantly, that when he told me, I realized that I didn't love myself either. And if I could have had a chance to divorce myself at the time, I would have done it. The following 2 weeks went in a blur. I tried to hurt myself. I tried to kill myself twice. And then I realized that I had something to live for, 2 wonderful kids, and that I was resilient, and that I wanted to know what was behind this, and how could I actually change something. So I reached out for help. I had worked in the past with talk therapists, never helped me, so I reached out for something different. And I work with a hypnotherapist. Everybody told me to get over a divorce like that, it will take me 2 years, 3 years. It took me 3 months. Within 6 weeks, actually, I was back on my feet. Within 3 months, I was starting my training to become a hypnotherapist. In the first year, I became a life coach, a relationship coach, a business coach. I became a hypnotherapist, I got divorced, I moved, and I wrote 2 books. So, the reason I say that is not to brag, even though it feels good, but because I want every single one of you to know when life happens, you have the power to transform it into a growth opportunity, to transform it into your shifting moment. And how do you do that? It's a 5-step process. The first step is about stopping. How many of you, when you are going under stress, start trying to find a solution by thinking? You try this, you try that, raise your hand, yeah, I've been there. The problem, when you do that, you get overwhelmed, and soon enough you just can't think because there's too many ideas. The first thing you need to do is stop. Just take a deep breath and check what is going on, and I'm going to tell you more about it. The second step is about honoring yourself, who you are. We're very good at criticizing ourselves. When everything goes well, we do it. No problem, we can move forward. But when there's a challenge, suddenly it's like, I'm not good enough. Look at that, I failed again. No, you did amazing so far. Why on earth, when you hit a roadblock, suddenly you're not able to do anything anymore? So it's important for you to remind yourself what you have done so far. The third step is about imagining what you want. Visualizing, manifesting. It's about seeing what is your goal. The F of the shift is about feeling your feeling. And that's my passion. My teacher used to say, every emotion is short-lived unless you resist to it. And you cannot change things until you acknowledge them and you allow them to come out. And finally, after you did the S, the H, the I, and the F, then you can transform. Then you can take action in a more positive way, because at that point, your conscious and your subconscious are in alignment. Your body and your brain wants the same thing. So, should we jump in and see all of those letters as much as possible? Okay. So, the stopping and breathing. It's about removing the unconscious block, understanding your pattern, letting go and moving on. the unconscious block. You have to realize that every second of your life, your conscious brain analyzes about 7 information per second. During the same time, your subconscious brain or unconscious brain processes between 20 million and 40 million of information. I'm not very good at math, but between 7 and, let's say, an average of 30 million, who's going to win? We all agree it's 30 million, so the unconscious brain will probably win all the time. What is the unconscious brain? It's all the things that you have experienced, heard, seen since the moment you were born. I want to give you the example of my client, one of my clients. Her name is Patricia. And she came to me because she was a talk therapist, over 15 years of experience, and she couldn't make more than $5,000 a month, which, once again, in the Bay Area, we know is under the level of poverty. So she was like, I don't know, I'm working my heart off, and I don't know why I cannot make money. I say, what do you want? She said, I want to be successful, I want to buy my house, I want to be rich. I say, okay, close your eyes and repeat exactly what you just said. And when she pronounced those words, I want to be rich, actually her throat just closed up. The word couldn't come out of her mouth. With her eyes open, she was on the conscious level, on the logical level, and she could say it. With her eyes closed, she was tapping into her subconscious. And something in her body, inside, was telling her it was not safe to be rich. So we connected with her throat and we went back to the source of the problem. We took us back to when she was 4-year-old, hiding under the kitchen table, hearing her parents fighting, once again, about money. And her dad was complaining about those horrible rich people in town that were making so much money, taking advantage of hard workers like them, who were really working so hard for so little. And in the mind of 4-year-old, she made a kind of simplification. She said, rich people are bad people. Poor people, like my parents, are good people. I want to be like them. I'm gonna be a good person. I'm gonna work so hard and make very little money. 50 years later, that was still her life. So we had a bit of conversation with our 4-year-old, and we told her that was not such a good idea. You can be a good person and make a lot of money. So, and the next month she made her first $10,000 ever. Following months, 15,000. She had a 6-figure year after that. And last year, 3 years after our sessions, she bought her first house in San Francisco. So let me ask you, what are the messages that might be stuck in your subconscious that are preventing you from achieving the success that you want? Is it things like money doesn't grow on tree? Is it things like, who do you think you are to want? Don't be needy. I don't know, shout it out. What did you hear when you were kids that might limit you?
Not enough money.
We don't have enough money.
We have to work hard. Can't afford it.
You can afford it. Or it can be things that are more like a family pattern. For example, my mom was given at birth because she was a girl. Girls are not valuable. It can be you can't always get what you want and so on and so forth. Think about it. What message might be stuck somewhere there, limiting you from your success, limiting you from your abundance? Still continuing on the stopping and breathing and really going deep. I want to talk about your pattern. And actually, I'm gonna ask you to do a little bit of work right now. I want you to remind yourself 3 tough events, either in your life or in your business. Let's do in your business, like in your career. The moment when you didn't get the promotion, the moment when you spoke in public and somebody made fun of you, whatever it is. Just visualize those moments. And close your eyes. And if there's a word or an image that summarizes how you felt during those moments, what is it? Can you shout it out?
Sad.
Excuse me? Sad.
Bad.
Bad.
Hurt.
Hurt. Angry. Rejected. Terrified. Lost. Stuck.
I don't fit in.
Don't fit in. So, okay, take 2 seconds to just stand up and shake it out because you don't want to keep this energy for the rest of the workshop, and it's good for you to move. Just shake it out. Okay. No. Yeah. No, it's gonna be more fun. Same thing, but with the 3 most amazing moments in your business or in your life. And you're gonna visualize those exciting moments, the moments when you got success, when somebody cheered you on. And same thing, close your eyes, and if there's a word or an image that summarizes how you felt in those moments, what is it? Validated. Excited. Proud? Powerful.
Super proud.
Super proud. Worthy. So look at that, just there. You just describe your pattern from your lower point to your highest point. What people don't realize, they tend to hate their lowest point. Don't we hate when we feel stuck and sad and angry? No, we don't like it. I don't like it either, actually. While actually when we feel proud, excited, positive, we love it. And we tend to blame ourselves when we feel that, while we love ourselves when we are at the highest point. But in fact, both sides are valuable. My own pattern, personal, is from stuck to unstoppable. And when I'm stuck, I feel terrible. But when I'm unstoppable, I told you what I did in 1 year. By the end of that year, I ended up being sick because I was working so hard I would not sleep. I had to have a flu, to stay in bed for a couple of weeks and rest, and then I was able to come back. So you have to realize that there can be some pain in your highest point, even if it's just imagining that it won't last forever. That might be something that might prevent you to go there. Or sometimes people, when they are at the highest, they're a little bit cocky and pretentious, and everybody is like, I don't like you, so they're losing friends. So look at the pain that your highest self might cause. At the same time, when you are at your lowest, that's a moment when you rest. That's a moment where you take care of yourself, or people take care of you. That might be the moment when you ask yourself questions and you reinvent yourself, and when you take action to actually create a shift. So there's beauty and there's a lot of gain in the lowest point. Don't neglect that. Enough about the stopping and breathing. Let's go quickly to the honoring. I will just be super brief about it because you can do it on your own. I want you, after today, to go back home and list everything that you have accomplished so far. We tend to forget. We remember always what we haven't done, what we fail at. Remind yourself what you do. Rate yourself. Just saying, today I feel like a 3 out of 10, tomorrow I feel like a 4 out of 10, just to see how you progress. gratitude and take care of you. What I mean also by gratitude and acknowledging yourself, in the morning, how many of you, when you brush your teeth and you wash yourself in the mirror, you start the day by saying, oh my gosh, I look like crap? I do that sometimes. And then I remember, if there's one person who's gonna smile at me today, it's gonna be myself. So I better smile at this person in the mirror so she can smile back. And I say, hi, pretty. And I just cheer her on, just so she starts the day with a little bit of positivity. Imagining what you want. You all heard about visualizing, making a vision board, manifesting, so always stay positive. Okay, I have a secret, I will say that at the end of it, but because I'm brushing on those topics, what I did in the past couple of days, I recorded a full hours, the whole talk, the way I wanted to do it in an hour. And if I have your contact information, I will email you the full talk, so you can listen to the whole thing after that. What I want to focus on is my specialty, my passion, feeling your feeling and transforming your feelings. The reason you feel the way you feel is not in your head. It's in your body. The reason you act the way you act is not in your head. It's in your body. Most of the time, the solution is not in your head. It's actually in your body. I'm sure every single one of you is pretty smart. If the solution to all of your problem was in your mind, you would have found it. I have to say, you need to learn how to listen to yourself and how to change it. So I'm gonna explain you really what is going on with your body. Those are the way feelings actually are expressing themselves in the body. It's heat pattern depending on different emotion. This is anger, fear, happiness, pride, depression. You can actually physically see that whatever emotion you are experiencing is showing up in your body. When you have anxiety, when you have stress, you can power through. You can say, okay, I'm gonna do it anyway. Or you can shift what's going on. I used to be very, very shy, actually. I was afraid of talking in public. And everybody say, okay, you're scared, go through it, do it anyway. Yes, you can do it anyway. I'm sure you can do it anyway, but why do you suffer and do it anyway when you can change it and be excited about it? It's about changing the way it feels. And how you do that? It's a simple formula. I'm gonna give you the example of one of my clients again. Her name is Barbara, and by the way, all the names are changed, so for confidentiality purposes. Barbara came to me actually 2 weeks ago. She came to me because she felt absolutely guilty and mad at herself for sabotaging herself in her business and in her life. So look at this formula. I feel, what emotion is it? In her case, it was guilty and mad about herself because she was sabotaging herself in her business and in her life. Then I ask her, where does it feel? Where do you feel this guilt feeling in your body? And she was, nowhere. I don't know, I have sciatica pain for the past 3 months, but that has nothing to do with it. And guess what? We went with the sciatica pain just in case. And I taught her how to release the sciatica pain, because the fact that she was sabotaging herself actually was true. She was. So there was no way to change that. The fact that she felt guilty and mad about it, there was no way to change that. That was actually the way she felt. But the pain was the outside factor. So the way we shifted that, there's so many techniques. Breathing can do it, you can do tapping, I do therapeutic shaking, so many tools. It will take just 2 hours to describe them. It depends on the person. Most of the time we would do it under hypnosis, so it's easier to go straight to the source. And by the end of it, after actually just 10 minutes, she didn't feel the pain at all anymore in her sciatica nerve. She felt relaxed. From feeling relaxed, she was like, oh, I do feel relaxed. And actually, I don't know why I worry so much. I've done so much in the past few years that I'm okay at this point. I can take a little bit of a break. Maybe it's time for me to take vacation. So she just changed the whole dynamic of what was going on. And from that, she got the enthusiasm to go back to her work. This little work can be done in the present. It can be done to events that happened to you in the past, including in utero, by the way, including in past life, if you believe in it. This type of work can be done with members of your family. Sometimes I have to heal generation. When there was abuse from generation to generation, we work on the client, we work also on the parent. So we can heal the grandparent and beyond that. And more interestingly, it can be done in the future. If you're scared about what's going to happen in the future, you're going to block yourself. If you can release this scary feeling, you might be able to take action in a more empowered way. And as I said earlier, every emotion is short-lived unless you resist to it. Once you just acknowledge the way you feel, just that, it changes. So what most people do in life when they have an emotion, they try to put it under the carpet. Raise your hand if you tend to do that. When you have something challenging, you just try, oh, let's do it, and nothing, no, I'm gonna ignore it. The problem is, when you do that for a little bit, it's okay. When you do that over and over and over again, it's like if you were holding a beach ball like that underwater, and each time there's something stressing you, the ball is growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And after a while, it's so hard for you to hold it that the balls pop out. And the way it pops out usually is when people call me, either they're sick, or they're getting through a divorce, or they're going through a major challenge. I want my client to come before there's a major challenge, so they don't need to go through it. So, as a summary, stopping and breathing, honoring who you are, imagining what you want, feeling your feeling, and finally, transforming and taking action. It's not about the light at the end of the tunnel. It's about enjoying the graffiti in the tunnel. It's not about going there. It's about knowing that there's going to be, it's not a straight line. You all know that. We forget about that. It's about making choices. And because we are so smart, we tend to make all of our choice through our head. When a client wants to be successful, I ask them to, first of all, think about what success means to them and check with their heart. Do they really want this type of success? I went to a E-Women in Dallas event 2 years ago, and it was, they were describing the goal as making at least $1 million a year as a women entrepreneur. Yes, I would love to make $1 million a year, but to be honest, I'd rather be happy with my kids and with my boyfriend and travel and relax. And if I make 500,000, that's fine with me. So, but if your dream is to make 1 million, go for it. If your dream is to be transforming life, check with your heart what success does look like for you. Then check with your gut. Does it feel safe? Is it the right direction? And I teach my client tools how to ask the subconscious mind real time if a situation is safe, is the contract they read is safe. Your subconscious brain picks a lot of subtle cues. So once you check with your heart, when you check with your gut, then you double check with your head. And then you can make a real choice. Oh, I put this one for the perfectionist. Okay, raise your hand if you're a perfectionist. Come on, be honest. A lot of us are. So I had two images. I love this one because it's a soft one. But the second image is actually about when you try to transform, you try to have all your ducks in a row. And you know what? The problem is when you align your ducks in a row, they look really nice for a while and suddenly there's one running away.
Right.
Forget about it. Just do it. Take action. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do the best you can and you will perfect it over time. And talking about time, something that is extremely important is getting towards success, creating change in your life, manifesting what you want takes time. It's a lifelong project. And people think, okay, I'm gonna work really hard, I'm gonna build my business until it will be done forever. Guess what? It's not done forever. You have to do it again and again. You're going to go up and you're going to go slightly down and you're going to go up again and go slightly down. And when I work with a client about reinventing themselves, I tell them it's a lifelong process. It's like if you had a kitchen and you need to clean it. So I'm going to work with you and show you where the sponge is. I'm going to tell you how to use the dishwasher. We're going to clean the kitchen together really well. It will be spotless. But as I say, life happens. And you eat in your kitchen. And after a while, it gets dirty. So it's very important to learn the tools. When I work with someone, I work with my clients 3 months to 1 year, and I really want them by the end of the time together to know the tools so they don't need me forever. So next time when there's something stressing them, they know how to deal with it, day after day. Don't wait until it's become a big stuff to work on it. And then that way you can maintain your own life kitchen clean enough. So, first of all, I want to thank you for being here today. I love working with women, and no, I have to say I love working with men as well. 30% of my clients are men, and I'm so proud of those guys to be brave enough to actually do self-work and be wanting to really change. Women started earlier, but we can do better. Together, we can actually change the planet. And in order to be able to really change things, the first step is to get unstuck. So I created a discovery session that I call Getting Unstuck Discovery Session. It's 30 minutes over the phone to get clear about where in your life you might get stuck and what are the first steps you can take to actually unstuck yourself and live your fabulous life, get into your success, and be excited. So if you're interested by it, or if you just want to stay in contact, or you want to tell me actually how I did today, please, there's a form on your chairs. Feel free to fill it up. I will put it on my table later on. I will contact you. I want to stay in touch with every single one of you too. And I'm gonna open it for question and answer, but thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing with me. And I cannot wait to hear from you. I would be happy to answer. Thank you.
I find that time is my enemy.
Time is your enemy. Can you tell me more?
Well, it feels like I don't ever have enough. I do like to take on a lot, but at the same time I feel like there's no me time, and I know I have to force that to happen, and I still don't.
Okay, so first of all, if you have the statement, time is my enemy, I have to say that's not even unconscious, you're saying it out loud. You have to change, see it differently. And I can tell you, okay, Anna, think differently. You're gonna say, you know what, if I could do it, I will do it. We have to see what part of you is fighting the time. Is it something that you are afraid of missing on? Is it, I need to do more? Is it, what do you want to prove to yourself by doing so many things? Or are you afraid of missing on something?
That's one of them. I think I'm afraid of dying.
Okay,
I try to get it all in.
That's a big one, yes. So thank you for just sharing that. If you're afraid of, we all know we have a limited amount of time on this planet, and if you're afraid of not being able to achieve everything you want to do during the lifetime you have here, good news, there's multiple life. I work with a lot of people who get reincarnated, so you can do that later. But other than that, we have to address that.
Okay.
Any inside question? Yes, Mike.
What originally attracted you to hypnotherapy, and then what, in your experience, that attracted you to become a hypnotherapist?
My own journey. My dream since I was a kid was to help others. I really wanted to do that. That's why I went to med school. I did biochemistry. I did all those things. I wanted to become a psychologist. My parents say you don't want to work with crazy people. Anyway, I guess it caught up with me. The reason of hypnotherapy was during my life I went through talk therapy multiple times, and maybe I was not lucky, but I never found a talk therapist that will create a real change. I always felt that I will empty my bag, and so what after that? And when I went actually to a talk therapist at the time of my divorce, I met this woman who told me it will take those pills and it will take you 2 to 3 years to get over it. And when I went to my hypnotherapist, the person who became later my mentor and one of my teachers and so on, he told me, let's work together. If after 5 sessions you don't feel better, that means I haven't done my job. And actually after 5 sessions, I became one of his students. And I was like, if I can change from suicidal to happy. After 3 months, I was dating, I was having fun, I was reconstructing my life, I was just, if I can do that in 3 months, other people can do that. Why should it take 2 to 3 years? When people tell me, oh, when I see clients who say, oh, I've been seeing my therapist for the past 12 years, duh, if after 12 years you don't feel better, there's a problem. Either it's not the right therapy, so it's not the right approach. And I like the fact that hypnosis goes straight to the root of the problem and shifts it. Long answer to a quick question, but thank you. Yes?
So what I've only really seen hypnosis like on TV.
Okay, so hypnosis is not, you're gonna be sleeping, that's nothing like that. Hypnosis, by the way, you are hypnotized all the time. How many of you tend to watch their screen of their phone and just get so focused that you get lost there? Or do you drive sometimes somewhere and wonder how you got there? That's a state of trance. That's a state of hypnosis. The type of hypnosis I do is very light. Actually, all my clients remember what they say, what they did during the full session. It's just accessing, going through, using the tension in your body to go back to a memory that is linked to this tension, because that was the first time when you felt this tension. So we just go inside and listen to yourself at another level. And the beauty also of hypnosis is sometimes victim of trauma, victim of abuse or big trauma don't want to relieve the trauma. Last week again, I worked with a woman who was raped and she didn't want to go back to the memory, and we released the pain of the memory, the physical tension that was still trapped in her body without her remembering the detail of the trauma. And that's huge, because you don't want to get back to the telling the story over again. We don't care about the story. What we want is to feel better. So the type of hypnosis I do is not suggestion hypnosis. Suggestion is telling you you're going to be sleepy, you're going to be there. I don't suggest. I use regression to go to the source of a problem, change it, and help you find a new solution for yourself. Does it answer your question? Thank you. Yes?
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that concept on, it's not about your mind, it's your body, and I think you kind of alluded to it in your last statement. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the question was, it's when I put the statement, it's not on your mind, it's your body. You know, I'm going to take a typical example, fear of public speaking. You can tell me, oh, I'm scared of speaking in public. And you're going to say, you know what, get over it. And you're going to be, I can tell you, okay, think differently. Tell yourself you can do it. Motivate yourself. Think, like, use your brain, use your logical brain to change the message. It can work to a certain extent. After a while, it's going to catch up with you because it's not logical. The fear you have is actually when you are standing in front of the audience, you're all sweaty. You feel you're not in your stomach. You feel your throat getting closed. Those are signs of your body telling you you're in danger. And something that I didn't explain is basically, if that is a brain, that's the brainstem, that's the reptilian brain, and this is the neocortex going around. So when you live your life, the neocortex, the logical brain, protects the reptilian brain. And when you have a stressful event, ooh, yep. Okay. Hello? Nope. Technical.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna speak louder. When you have a stressful event, what happens is your neocortex go like panic mode. And what happens is all your logical mind step away, get out of, it doesn't do its role anymore, and you just have access to the reptilian brain, the one that is responsible to the fight, fly, freeze type of response. So addressing the body sensation and taking away the stress that you physically feel will allow your brain to put back the neocortex so you can think clearly again. Make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. So we're getting out of mic, and I don't know if we get out of time.
No, we're good.
We're good, so I can answer more questions, or we can have more time for networking, up to you.
Yeah. Or you could share maybe something that we can do as an exercise of how to help us get out of.
What do you want?
Just put it out there.
Tell me, which exercise do you want, Irene? I want to listen to you. Oh.
One of the shift steps, I guess.
Oh, let me go back.
Yeah.
To this one?
Yeah. So, like an actual exercise, what we can do.
Actually,
Any one of those.
let's do one that I didn't do with you. It's gonna be a fun one.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask all of you to stand up and go to the back of the room, like where Jim is, and go more or less in a line.
In a line.
In a line, like horizontal line. See? Okay. And that's an exercise I want you to do at home a little bit more. Okay? So, facing me. So this is more or less, let's say, that's your level 0. If you were at your worst, you will be actually on the back wall over there. Let's imagine the screen is a level 10. If you were at your best ever in your life. So step up to place yourself where you feel yourself from a 0, I'm at my worst, to 10, I'm at my best. Let's move forward, let's be honest. Good, there's people at 11 already. Good for you. Yay! I'm glad to see a lot of people. Okay, so it's a little bit of exercise. Whatever number you put in your head, ask yourself, why did you put yourself at this number? What made you make you at a 6 today and not at a 5? Also ask yourself what will take you from a 5 from a 6 to a 7 if you are at 6, for example. If you are at 10, first of all, let's do a happy dance. Yeah. And then ask yourself, high five, and ask yourself, how can you stay at 10? Or how can you go to the next level of 10? It's all about celebration. Even if you are at 2, why are you at 2 and not at 1? Just that is a celebration. And always look, not at, if I'm at 3, I don't want to see what do I need to do to go to 10, because it's a little bit overwhelming. If I'm at 2, it's what do I need to do to go to 3? And once I'm at 3, I can say, what do I need to do to go to 4? So when I say, imagine what you want, I want you to imagine this journey. A lot of people, the way they imagine a journey, they say, oh, I need to have a visualization, I need to know my purpose, I need to know what I really, really want. If your purpose is just, I want to be happy, that's good enough. You know what you want, roughly. It's very important. Now, what is the first step you can take to get happier? Is it to call somebody you love? Is it to go out for a drink with friends? Is it to sleep? Whatever. So, just that. That's something I didn't approach. Thank you.